Hello all, in this video we'll see about GDP and how it impacts our stock market. We already covered political stability. If you haven't seen the video, I have included the video's link in the description as well as in the first comment. So let's get into today's topic. GDP stands for Gross Domestic Product. It is the total monetary value of all the finished goods and services produced within the borders of the country during a specific time period. The total goods and services comprise all the government spendings, net exports, investments, and private expenditures. Don't worry, I'll explain it in the next slide. GDP is a sum of consumptions, investments, government spendings, and net exports. Let us see about all these terms in detail. First, let us see what all are classified under consumption. All the products that we buy, example, buying groceries, shoes, etc. These are classified under products. And the saloons that we go for a haircut, education in schools and colleges, these all are classified under services. Now let's see what is investment. If an individual buys a house or a plot, it would be considered as an investment. If a person starts a company, that will also be considered as an investment. If a foreign company starts a manufacturing plant in India, example Maruti Suzuki, which is a Japanese company, but its manufacturing plant is located in India, it will also come under investment. So our government encourages foreign direct investments, and all these are classified under investments. Government spendings. Government spending means the money spent by government for infrastructure projects such as roads, schools, hospitals, public transportations, and paying salary to the employees, etc. Net exports are calculated as the total exported goods and services minus the total imported goods and services. India generally exports rice, non-retail pure cotton, pepper, jewelry, etc. India majorly imports crude, petroleum, gold, coal, briquettes, diamonds, etc. Now I hope you understood how GDP is calculated. When we watch news channels, we all would have observed India's GDP growth rate is 7.8%. Do you know what is GDP growth rate? It is the annual average rate change of the GDP. That means percentage of change in GDP from the previous year to this year. In India, GDP growth rate is calculated on a quarterly and yearly basis. It is released by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. If you want to see our GDP growth rate, go to investing.com and click India GDP. Now our GDP growth is 7.8%. Now let us see how stock market is impacted after the release of GDP. If GDP increases, stock market moves up. If GDP decreases, the stock market moves down. But we should always check whether the GDP growth has beaten the market expectations or not. For this, you should look at the actual GDP and the forecasted GDP. It is also available in investing.com. If actual GDP is greater than the forecasted GDP, stock markets move up. If actual GDP is lesser than the forecasted GDP, stock markets move down. But remember, sometimes market moves in opposite direction also. On 31st August 2023 at 5:30 p.m., GDP was released. Here, the actual GDP was greater than the forecasted GDP. So, next day, stock prices moved up. Similarly, on 31st August 2020 at 5:30 p.m., the GDP was released. Here, the actual GDP was lesser than the forecasted GDP. And the next day, the stock prices moved down. Now I hope you understood what is GDP and how it impacts our stock market. Thank you for watching my video. Please remember to subscribe to our channel. Also, please press a like button and share it with your friends and relatives. Thank you.